All right, this is a strictly sun salutations and stretching class. It'll be a little bit shorter and we'll get into a flow that's very repetitive and connected to our breath. So you may want to use a strap for our forward fold stretching. So if you want to grab a strap or a belt or a t-shirt or a towel, anything to wrap around your feet, that'll work. Just pause the video and meet me on the mat. All right, starting in our comfortable seated position as we do. If we start a yoga class consistently in the same way, then it'll be much easier for us to come into our physical being and get connected with our sensations quicker. So that's why we'll start in a similar way each time. Closing the eyes, softening the breath, and starting to become aware of those subtle things that maybe you hadn't been sensing before. Starting with the tops of the feet, the ankles, softening the thighs, starting to notice how the hips feel in this position. And then allowing yourself to sink down deeper into that point of connection you're feeling underneath your seat. Noticing your spine stacking above that point of connection so that you engage your core muscles to support your lower back. And relaxing the shoulders down and open while reaching the top of the head up towards the sky. We're going to go ahead and lengthen our inhale and soften our exhale. Take a nice long inhale, allow the belly to expand in all directions. And as you exhale, let the shoulders melt down and the top of the head reach up. Let's take another inhale through the nose. And then as you exhale, just look down, drop the head down, allow the shoulders and neck muscles to soften. Another inhale here. Exhale, just allow the head to melt down, heavy head, rolling down like a big bowling ball as the back of the neck and the tops of the shoulders ease open. Let's go ahead and lift the head back up, and then we'll tilt the head back, just softly opening up the throat, maybe making some circles with your lower jaw. Loosening up the jaw, which sometimes can become clenched, and then we'll bring the head back up to a neutral position. We'll make some circles by dropping the head over to the right, and then slowly making our way back, around to the left, and maybe rolling back again, around to the right. Rolling the head back, softening the shoulders and the neck each time. And then we'll roll the head down in front, to the right, dropping the head down front and to the left. Lingering in any spot that feels like it needs a little more attention. Maybe a nice exhale in that spot. Just the aim is to soften the neck and shoulders here. All right, and then just find yourself in a neutral position. Let's look over the right shoulder with a lateral twist, looking forward and looking over the left shoulder. All right, we're gonna move with our breath a little bit here with some Sufi rolls. So I'll show you how to do it. You probably have before. We're gonna wrap our hands in front of our shins. And we're just gonna bring ourselves forward in big circles, just extending the chest out as we come forward, and then drawing the belly in as we move back. Inhaling as we come forward, dropping the shoulders down. Exhaling as we round back, bringing the shoulders up. So allowing some stretch in your back As we come forward, we're arching the back. As we move back, we're rounding the top of the back. All right, making some circles. Let's go ahead and breathe with our movement. Inhaling, exhaling back. Inhaling forward and exhaling back. All right, let's come to a neutral position so we can touch the other direction. So coming forward on an inhale, exhale, rounding back. Letting the circles get a bit bigger each time you come around. Sufi rolls, they feel so good if you allow your shoulders to come up and then drop down. All right, and then coming to a neutral position. I think we're ready to start our sun salutations. So let's go ahead and crawl the hands forward. We're gonna do 6 sun salutations. The first one is going to be slow, touching each place like a dress rehearsal, and then we'll move swiftly through, connected to our breath, the remaining 5. So let's open up the knees a little bit wider than the hips so that they're nice and wide. We're gonna tuck the toes, press into the toes to lift the hips up and back into our downward facing dog. So we're gonna hang out here for a moment before we start flowing. Step those hands a nice comfortable distance, spread the fingers nice and wide, spread the fingers and press into the fingers and palms to shift the chest back towards the thighs. I'm gonna lift my head so I can project my voice, but your head is dropped down, chest is moving back towards the thighs. Soften the knees, soften the ankles, maybe bend one knee at a time. Maybe sway side to side. Make your down dog become comfortable. All right, press into the palms, hips go high on an inhale. On an exhale, we're gonna tiptoe and walk those feet into a wide-legged forward fold. Let the knees be softly bent. You could always use a block underneath your fingertips if you'd like, but let your heels melt down and let your knees be softly bent. Let's encourage the upper body to soften by coming up halfway with a flat back, really lengthen, and then exhale, softly come on down. So the upper body just dangles, head drops down, breath is soft and free. Plant your heels so you feel stable in your feet, then cross your arms and sway side to side. Holding either elbow should feel nice. All right, and then release the arms back down. We're gonna roll on up to standing. Inhale, reach those arms up overhead once you get there. Exhale, palms in front of the heart. It's okay to feel a little lightheaded at that first upside down. So we're gonna hang out here and let the blood flow out of the head. Plant the feet, reach the top of the head up towards the sky, and take a couple of relaxing breaths. All right, let's move on with our flow. Inhale, reach those arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms, and then step all the way back to an upper push-up position. All right, let's go ahead and make sure that we strengthen our arms here. Straighten the arms, tuck the tailbone so you're engaging your core. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, bend those elbows nice and slow to come on down. Untuck the toes. Rock your hips side to side. Loosen up the glutes and the thighs. Bring your elbows in close to your sides, and then we're gonna inhale and come up for a cobra. Exhale, back down. Inhale, come on up for cobra, but let your butt be soft. Exhale, come on back down. Inhale for cobra, so you feel the lower back warming. Exhale, come on back down. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, back down. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale, back down. All right, tuck the toes, press up onto the knees, and then find your way back into a soft downward facing dog. Drop the head and breathe. All right, we're gonna move through 5 more, but we're gonna be connected with our breath the whole time. So we're gonna take inhales and exhales that match our movement. So come to your breath here while you're resting in down dog. Soften those knees, press into the palms to shift the hips up and back. And we'll be ready to roll. Let's go ahead and take a nice juicy inhale through the nose, press into the palms, hips go high. Exhale across, you're walking forward into a forward fold. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, relax back down. Inhale all the way up, reach up, glance up. Exhale, palms in front of the heart. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, come on back down with softly bent knees. Hold your breath for a moment to plant your palms down and step one foot back at a time. Once you're in your upper push-up, now it's time to take a juicy inhale. Exhale, lower slow. Untuck the toes. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, chest and chin comes down. Tuck the toes, push up, and back to a down dog. Inhale, hips go high. Exhale, walk forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, relax back down. Inhale all the way up, reach up, glance up. Exhale, palms in front of the heart. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms. We're stepping one foot back at a time while we're holding our breath. Once you're there, inhale, straight, strong arms. Exhale, lower slow. Untuck the toes. Inhale for your cobra with the soft glute muscles. Exhale, chest and chin comes down. Tuck the toes, push up, and back to a down dog. Juicy inhale, press into the palms, hips go high. Exhale, walk the feet forward nice and slow. Feet are wide. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, back down. Inhale all the way up, reach up, glance up. Exhale, palms in front of the heart. Inhale, reach up and out. Exhale, forward fold. Hold your breath as you bend your knees, set the hands down, and step one foot back at a time. Once you're there, inhale, straight, strong arms. Exhale, lower slow. Untuck the toes. Inhale for your cobra. Exhale, chest and chin comes down. Tuck the toes, push up, and back to a down dog. No delay. Inhale, hips go high. Exhale, walk forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, back down. Let the knees be soft. Upper body is lazy and loose. Inhale all the way up, reach up, glance up. Exhale, palms in front of the heart. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step back, one foot at a time. Inhale, straight, strong arms. Exhale, lower slow. Untuck the toes. Inhale for your cobra. Exhale, chest and chin comes down. Tuck the toes, push up, and back to a down dog. All right, come back to your breath. We've got another one just like that. Just want to make sure that you're in sync with your breath here. So widen those fingers, press into the fingers and palms to shift the hips back and up. Soften your knees. Generous stretch on the back side. All right, long, juicy inhale. Press into the palms, hips go high. Exhale, walk the feet forward. Keep exhaling until you get there. Keep your knees softly bent. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, back down. Inhale all the way up, reach up. Exhale, palms in front of the heart. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step one foot back at a time. Inhale, straight, strong arms, draw the belly button in. Exhale, lower slow. Untuck the toes. Inhale for your cobra. Exhale, chest and chin comes down. Tuck the toes, push up, and back to a down dog. We're gonna do another sun salutation, but we're gonna add a little variation to it. So look out for the variations here. Fingers are spread wide. Your head is dropped down. I'm lifting my head to project my voice, but your head is dropped down, soft, loose neck muscles. Knees are lazy, heels are melting down towards the ground. All right, take an inhale here, press into the palms, hips go high, but listen up, exhale, let the heels melt down. Inhale, come up onto the toes. Exhale, let the knees bend, but don't let them touch the ground. Hover the knees a couple inches above the ground and glance forward. We're in a bear pose to warm up the thighs. We're also in a good position to decide whether we're gonna hop or walk into a forward fold. It's up to you. Once you're in your forward fold, let your feet be really generously wide. Let your knees be softly bent. Plant the heels. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, reach up, glance up, maybe a little back bend. Exhale, palms in front of the heart. Inhale, reach up and out. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step back, but this time from upper push-up, we're gonna gently set the knees down, keep the toes tucked. We're gonna shift the chest forward so the back is nice and flat. Take an inhale here. Exhale, bend at the elbows to set the chest down, but keep the butt in the air. All right, now that our lower back is a little bit warmer, we can slide into a cobra from here. It's a little bit deeper of a cobra. So go ahead and scoop the chest up, untuck the toes, enjoy your cobra pose. Soften the glutes, drop the shoulders down, take a couple of easy breaths here. Inhale through the nose, exhale, let it go, soft glute muscles. One more inhale, exhale, lay the chest and chin down. We're gonna reach those arms out like airplane wings. And you'll just relax your ear down on your mat for a moment as we allow our lower body to soften and we start to think and concentrate on our upper back. So we're going to touch our upper back and then we'll stretch out our legs and then we'll round out our practice with a shavasana at the end. But first we're going to touch our back muscles. All right, so what we're gonna do here is now look forward and lift up the arms and chest so that you can start to feel those back muscles engage. Lift up those heavy arms. If there's something in the way of your arms, like I've got, you can just bend at the elbows. Squeeze the shoulder blades close together behind your upper back, but keep the butt soft. So soften your glutes, lift up those arms, squeeze those back muscles. You're still breathing. As you inhale, you feel your belly pressing into the ground. As you exhale, you lower just ever so slightly. As you inhale, you come up a little bit. As you exhale, you dip down a little bit. One last inhale, lift everything you got. Heavy arms come up. Exhale, set those hands back down. All right, we're gonna press up onto our knees and back to a child's pose. Just to allow the back to recover, setting your forehead down onto your mat or onto your stacked fists. I always keep my head up so that you can hear me speaking, but your forehead is planted down, relaxing on your stacked forearms or on your fists. If your lower back needs a little bit of support, you've got your knees close together. If your lower back feels fine, maybe you've got your knees wide but your toes touching. All right, let's come up onto our hands and knees. We're gonna swing our feet out to the side, sit down, and extend our legs out in front of us. All right, my favorite leg stretch is just the simple forward fold. So we're gonna enjoy a very simple seated forward fold. If you have a strap, that can be really useful if you find tension in your lower back in a seated forward fold. You can use the strap. If you don't feel any tension in your lower back, I encourage you to just use no props. All right, go ahead and loosen up those thighs. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna close our eyes just like we do at the start of our yoga practice. And we're gonna feel our seat bones firmly connected to the ground beneath us. Some people actually remove some juice from underneath the seat bones to feel that connection. So feel free to do so. And then Extend your spine above your pelvis so that your spine is stacked above that connection you feel with the ground. We're going to reach the top of the head up towards the sky while keeping our shoulders relaxed. And now we're in a staff pose. Perfect position to start. Keep your thighs soft. Now reach those arms up overhead. Really lengthen sky high. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to hinge at the hips, nipples to knees, nose to toes. Nipples to knees, nose to toes. At some point, you'll just set your hands loosely down on the ground on either side of your legs. If you're using a strap, you're just using it for leverage so that you don't feel any tension in your lower back. Both are very effective. The only thing I don't want you to do is grab your straps and pull yourself forward, because then you don't enjoy the passivity of this opening. So just go ahead and let it be a passive softening of your hamstrings. Notice if your kneecaps hiked up, that means your thighs are engaged. So we just want to loosen up those thighs. You can loosen them with your breath, with your mind, or you could just grab a hold of your thighs and massage them loose. Let those thighs be loose. It's okay at this point to start rounding your back. I just didn't want you to start that way. So round your back as you allow yourself to dip down. And then we're going to engage in a specific breath. We're going to count the length of time of our inhale, and then we're going to force the exhale to be twice that length. So take a neutral inhale. Exhale twice as long. Continue with that breathing cycle. Drop your head. Continuously relax your thighs. It's not comfortable to be in this position, but we can use our breath to relax in this position. One more extended exhale breath cycle. And we're going to walk those hands up our sides. All right, I feel so different after that breathing. Let's inhale, reach those arms up overhead. We're going to go back down, but just for a brief amount of time. Let's come on down. Exhale as you come down. Notice if you feel any bit more loose or open. And then we'll walk our hands back up. Ooh, legs are nice and loose. Let's go ahead and find ourselves in the center of our mat. Grab a hold of the shins and rock on the back. This is what I do for lymphatic massage. Getting the sides. All right, and then settling down. We're just gonna go ahead and enjoy an opening stretch on the outer thighs. So relax those arms out like airplane wings, tuck the shoulder blades under the back, and then we're gonna set the feet down. Go ahead and scooch the heels closer to your butt, and then start to heel to toe walk your feet far apart so that you feel the edges of the yoga mat cut down the center of your feet. That's usually about a good distance to start. I think we've done this before together, so you probably know where we're going with this. We're just going to press the knees together now to our center to stretch out those outer thighs. If you feel like you could go a little bit further, then you'll just heel to toe walk those feet a little bit further out separate. If your knees don't come together, obviously just move your feet closer together. And we're just gonna breathe through this as we press those knees close together, feeling a big stretch on the outer thighs. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna press the lower back down into the ground, engaging the core and rotating the hips upward so that you feel even more of a stretch on those outer thighs. All right, release your core so that your lower back comes back up. And then we're gonna lift up that right knee and press that left knee down deeper. Now, alternatively, if you really wanna get that outer left thigh, what you could do is you could use your right foot, hook it behind your left knee, and use the heaviness of this right leg to pull the left leg down towards center. Now, if that makes you grit your teeth or hold your breath, or if it's too intense, then just go back to the previous pose. But this is quite nice because then you can make your left leg passive as you use the weight of your right leg to press it down. All right, let's unhook this right foot from that left leg, lift up the left knee, and at first just press the left knee down towards center. Maybe you already feel enough by pressing the left knee down, but if you want to go a little bit further, then you can hook that left foot outside of the right knee. Use the weight of that left foot to pull it down. It is quite intense though, so if you can't do this while breathing softly, then you've gone a little bit too far. So just release that foot from your knee. All right, I'm gonna unhook that left foot. There's one more place we could touch on our thighs here. So let's heel to toe, walk our feet really close together so that you can feel the insides of your feet touching each other. We're gonna drop our knees open so that our soles of our feet can come together. We're gonna feel this in our thighs and in our hips. Just allowing ourselves to enjoy a reclined butterfly pose. So we got some blood flow with our sun salutations, and with that warming blood flow, now we're opening up the biggest muscles and joints in our body, our legs and our hips. If you're thoroughly enjoying this reclined butterfly pose and you just want to hang out here for the rest of our class, then feel free. If you would like to enjoy more traditional Shavasana, then you can go ahead and collect your knees in towards your chest, rock side to side, and find yourself in a Shavasana. A third choice would be to let your legs rest against the wall as we've done before, or hooked over a piece of furniture that's nearby. Any of those three options are open to you. I think what I'll do is I'll do a traditional Shavasana, so I'm going to collect my knees in toward the chest, rock side to side, although it is really tempting to just stick my legs up the side of the wall. I know that feels so good, but I am going to enjoy traditional Shavasana instead. All right, so find yourself in one of those three options. But once you're there, just commit yourself to that position. Even if your mind gets really busy and when you're in a resting and restorative pose, don't allow your mind to go outside of your body. So come back to your sensations. The purpose of our final restorative pose is so that we experience our whole body once again. So we don't want to get distracted by our thoughts or anything going on outside of our mat. So a couple of tricks are to come back to your breath because there's so much going on there. Noticing the cool air coming in through the nostrils. The belly gently rises on the inhale, and then exhaling, relaxing every muscle in the body, feeling the pressure of the ground increase as you soften deeper into the ground. Noticing the quality of the air coming in through the nose. And noticing the shoulders melting down on an exhale. Becoming a little more aware of the breath and the energy cycling throughout the body. And just experiencing the softening of the muscles on the exhale. Let the forehead become soft and the eyes. Allow the cheeks to just melt and the jaw to become lazy. The neck and the shoulders are just neutral. As you continually release tension from the hips and the thighs. All right, wherever you're at, whatever position or option you chose, let's go ahead and reach those arms up overhead. And then relax, and then we'll take our feet down to the ground, bending the knees, planting the soles of the feet down. And then we can roll over to one side and press ourselves up to a seated position where we started our class not so long ago. From our seated pose, we'll just get comfortable once again. Closing the eyes, planting the seat bones down, reaching the top of the head up towards the sky. And the yoga warm-ups are over, so now your yoga can begin. So allow the rest of your day to be a moving meditation as you work on just doing one thing at a time. Let's inhale and reach those arms overhead. Exhale, palms in front of the heart. Thank you for taking excellent care of yourself today. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste. Have an awesome day.